Hello students, welcome back in chemistry classes for syllabus as well as for preparation also. So today I am going to start acid, base and salt. This is a section of class 10 but these chapters belong to the class 12th, 11th, 9th also. These are important for all the classes. So chapter name is the acids, bases and salts. So these are chapters of class 10 chemistry. So before this I am going to start some basic concept of this chapter. It means electrolyte. According to chemistry, all the chemical substances are classified in the two groups. The first one is the electrolyte and second one is the non-electrolyte. So according to chemistry, chemical substance can be classified in the two major groups. The first one is the electrolytes and second one is the non-electrolytes. Electrolytes and non-electrolytes. What is the major difference between the electrolytes and non-electrolytes? Means definition. The electrolyte or the chemical species which can ionize or dissociate in aqueous solution or in a molten state and also conduct electricity. So such kinds of the substance is called electrolyte. Means electrolytes are the chemical species which dissociates or ionize in a aqueous solution or in a molten state. So such kinds of the substances are called electrolytes. Clear students? Okay. Like NaCl, when I am going to dissolve NaCl in water, it will give the Na plus ion and Cl minus ion aqueous. Aq means aqueous. Look here, one more thing. S means solid, it represents the solid. Aq means aqueous. G means gas. PPT means PPT means precipitate, semi-solid substance. So generally in a chemical reaction we have to represent the ions or molecules or other chemical species in the form of S, Aq and G. So already I have written here Aq. Why I have written Aq? Because NaCl dissolve in the water. That's why I have written Aq. So when NaCl dissolve in the water, it will give the Na plus ion aqueous and Cl minus ion. So NaCl is a kind of electrolytes. Similarly, more example like MgSO4. When I am going to dissolve in the MgSO4 in water, it will give the Mg2 plus ion and SO4 2 minus ion. When HCl dissolve in the water, it gives the H plus ion and Cl minus ion. So these all are examples of the electrolytes. Clear? Okay. Please take a screenshot first. Properties of electrolytes. There are few properties of the electrolytes. I am going to tell one by one. Property of electrolytes. The first property, all the electrolytes have to tendency to dissociate or ionize in aqueous solution. all the electrolytes have to tendency to dissociates in an aqueous solution are in molten state, but only few are in molten state. Those electrolytes which are present in the solid form like NaCl, CaCl2, only such kinds of the electrolyte have to tendency to dissociate in the ion in a molten state, and few are, I am also going to write, and few are also in a molten state. I will tell each and everything, don't worry. So this is the most important property of the electrolyte. All the electrolytes have to tendency, have to capacity to ionize or dissociate in aqueous solution, and few are in molten state. Only such kinds of the electrolyte also in molten state which are present in a solid form, like a solid NaCl. Yes, solid NaCl also have to tendency to ionize in aqueous solution as well as in molten state. Solid calcium chloride CaCl2, it also has the tendency both aqueous as well as in molten state. That's why I've written. Okay, then this is your first property of the electrolytes. Please take a screenshot. Okay, second property of electrolyte. Second property is the after dissociation or ionization, it will give the electrolytes give the two kinds of the ion. The first one is called cation and second one is the called anion. So after dissociation electrolyte gives the two kinds of charge, two kinds of ions, such as cation and anion. Like ammonium chloride example I am taking. It ionize and give the NH4 plus ion aqueous and Cl minus ion aqueous. So look here, this part is called cation and this part is called anion. One more thing, cation is also called basic radical. Most important thing, cation is also called basic radicals, while anion is also called acidic radical. Most important point, acidic radical. This cation is called basic radical, a Cl ion is called acidic radical. Please take a screenshot. Okay, now third property. This is a second property of the electrolytes. Now third property. The aqueous solution of electrolyte are in a molten state have to tendency to conduct electricity. Why? Due to presence of free ion. After dissociation after ionization of electrolyte, it will give the ion, that ions are called free ions. Due to presence of that free ions, it carry the current and conduct electricity. So simple is there. So third property, aqueous solution of electrolytes are in molten state. in molten state, aqueous solution of electrolyte are in molten state conduct electricity because why it is because due to presence of free ions. The main region of conduct electricity due to presence of free ions. Without free ions, electrolytes are unable to conduct electricity. Suppose I am going to take a solid NaCl, solid form, but in solid NaCl has no free ions. Due to absence of free ion in solid NaCl, it is unable to conduct electricity. But in case of molten state or in aqueous solution of NaCl, it can conduct electricity. Look, I am going to represent with figure. Suppose this is a solid NaCl. This is a solid NaCl, and this is aqueous solution of NaCl. It has free ion Na plus and Cl minus ion. I am going to put this electrode, and after this I am going to connect it with a bulb and cell ion. This is a cell. Suppose this is a plus and someone is the minus, and first point is connected with plus. Wait. Okay, first you take a screenshot afterwards. After this I am going to tell. Well, student, this is a solid NaCl, and I am going to take the aqueous solution of NaCl, and one battery I am going to take battery. Suppose this is a plus and this is a minus. One bulb. Suppose this is a bulb. Okay, look here. This is plus charge and this is also plus, and after this is a minus. This bulb attached with in a one solution part, and second one is this minus part. Battery. Look here. When I am going to connect it, with the cell. Yeah, this battery. So these free ions already NaCl having the Na plus ion and Cl minus ion in aqueous solution. So these ions are carriers. Current is flow from this side, and this is a plus, this is also plus, and this one minus, and bulb will be glow. Why? Because of the aqueous solution of NaCl have to tendency to conduct electricity. This is happening only due to presence of free ions. But in case of solid NaCl, it has no free ions. So look here how to represent. You can also do at home. Suppose this is a minus and this one is the plus. But this bulb is not glow. But bulb glow. Why here it is not happening? Because solid NaCl does not have free ions. Solid NaCl does not have free ions, and due to absence of free ions, it cannot conduct electricity. But in case of aqueous solution or in molten state, it can conduct electricity. The only main reason due to presence of free ions. Don't forget, because this question is also important for your board exam. Many times one question has been come previous year paper. Solid NaCl does not conduct electricity, but aqueous form or molten state NaCl conduct electricity. Give the reason. The main reason of this question, solid NaCl has no free hand. That's why it is unable to conduct electricity. But in case of aqueous form or in molten state, their ions are completely free. And due to presence of these free ions, it carry the current. And that's why aqueous form of NaCl या molten form of NaCl conduct electricity. You don't forget, it is very important questions for it. Okay, please make this graph, make this figure. The third property, aqueous solution of electrolytes are in a molten state conduct electricity because due to presence of free ions. These free ions are carrier of charge, carrier of current. So also we can say these free ions are called carrier of electricity. Don't forget. Okay, please take a screenshot. So these are property of electrolytes. Now types. I'm going to clean. Types of electrolyte. So there are two kinds of electrolyte. The first one is the strong electrolyte and second one is the weak electrolyte. So look here, types of electrolytes. So there are two kinds of electrolytes. The first one is the strong electrolytes and second one is the weak electrolyte. What is the major difference between them? So generally strong electrolytes are the electrolytes which are completely or 100% dissociate or ionize in aqueous solution. But in case of weak electrolyte, it is a partially dissociate or ionize in aqueous form or molten aqueous form. Don't forget. Look here. The electrolytes which can completely dissociate ionized or dissociates in aqueous solution is called strong electrolytes. Clear? And weak electrolyte, while the electrolytes which can partially means 40%, 30%, 50%, like that one. 100% is not. Only 100% is possible in case of strong electrolyte. The electrolytes which can partially dissociates in aqueous solution is called weak electrolytes. It is a very simple definition for you. The electrolytes which can completely ionize or dissociate in aqueous solution is called strong electrolyte, while the electrolyte which can partially dissociate less than 100% in aqueous solution is called weak electrolytes. Clear, students? Okay, please take a screenshot. I'm going to tell examples of both. Don't worry. Okay, students. Strong electrolytes like NaCl, it is a strong electrolyte. KCl, MgSO4, barium hydroxide, NaOH, etc. These are strong electrolyte. And weak electrolyte like NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide, CH3COOH, acetic acid, HCOOH, formic acid, H2CO3, carbonic acid, ammonium acetate, its name is the ammonium acetate. ZnOH का twice zinc hydroxide, AlCl3 aluminum chloride. These all are weak electrolytes. These are strong electrolytes, these are weak electrolytes. These electrolytes have to tendency to complete ionize or dissociate in aqueous solution, while weak electrolytes partially dissociate or ionize in aqueous solution. Okay, please take a screenshot. Okay, I'm going to erase this. Further, strong electrolyte as well as weak electrolytes are divided in the three major groups, because just I have written the lesson name: acid, base and salt. So these electrolytes may be acid, may be base, may be salt. So strong electrolytes may be acid, may be salt, may be base. So there are three types of strong electrolyte: strong acids, second strong base, and third strong salt. The strong electrolytes are three types: strong acid, strong base, strong salt. Strong acid like HCl hydrochloric acid, HI hydrogen iodide, H2SO4, HNO3 nitric acid, HClO4 perchloric acid. Its name is the perchloric acid, etc. Strong base like NaOH, KOH potassium hydroxide, barium hydroxide BH का whole twice, cesium hydroxide. These are strong base. Strong salt like NaCl, like K2SO4, like Na2SO4. We can generally say all the salt of sodium and potassium, rubidium are strong salt. Means all the salt of sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium are strong salt. Don't forget. So these are three types of strong electrolyte. Please take a screenshot. This is a cesium hydroxide, CSOH, not twice. Its name is the hydrogen iodide, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, perchloric acid. Okay, same. Weak electrolytes are also three types. Same thing. Strong means like a strong acid, strong base. The same kinds. Weak electrolytes are also three types: weak acid, weak base, weak salt. So weak electrolytes are also three types: weak acids, weak base, and weak salt. Weak acid like H2CO3. Its name is the carbonic acid. Don't forget. CH3COOH, acetic acid. It is the main source of vinegar. Don't forget, it is also important question for your board. Acetic acid is the main source of vinegar. Vinegar means, you know, आप अचार खाते हो उसमें विनेगर पड़ता है. Acetic acid, HCOOH, formic acid. One more thing I want to tell. Those acid which consisting COOH group. COOH means carboxylic acid generally. So that such kinds of acid are weak acid. Don't forget. Yeah, any acid which consisting COOH group, these all belong to the weak acid. Formic acid. Now weak base, NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide. Its name is the ammonium hydroxide. ZnOH का twice, zinc hydroxide. aluminum hydroxide, AlOH का thrice, ferric hydroxide, FeOH का thrice. It is a weak base. Now the weak salt like a weak salt means we can write here CH3COO NH4. Its name is the ammonium acetate. Ammonium acetate. It is a weak salt. AlCl3 aluminum chloride. Its name is the aluminum chloride. Next one example, PbCl2 lead chloride. These are weak salt. So already I have classified is strong electrolyte are three types: weak acid, weak base, and strong electrolytes are three types: strong acid, strong base, strong salt. Similarly, weak electrolytes are also weak acid, weak base, and weak salt. So please write all the examples. These are very, very important for you. Please take a screenshot. Okay, dear students. Now, non-electrolyte. Already I taught you electrolytes. After this, non-electrolyte. Non-electrolytes. Okay, look here. What is the meaning of non? Non means it cannot dissociate. The chemical substance या the chemical species which are unable to dissociate are ionized in aqueous solution or in molten state and also unable to conduct electricity. So such chemical substances is called non-electrolyte. So we can write here the chemical species which cannot ionized or dissociates in aqueous solution or in molten state and also does not conduct electricity are called non-electrolytes. Why it does not conduct electricity? Because of absence of free ions. Such kinds of substances have no free ions. That's why it does not conduct electricity. We can also say lack of carrier of current. Like glucose. Glucose is a non-electrolyte. It does not conduct electricity and also does not ionize. Sucrose means chini. Starch. Cellulose. Benzene. Toluene. Cyclohexane. Many examples are there. So these all are non-electrolyte. Urea is also non-electrolytes because it does not ionize in ion form as well as also does not conduct electricity. Why? Due to absence of free ions. So don't forget, this is a very important questions for you. Suppose one question I am going to tell. NaCl aqueous solution conduct electricity while glucose aqueous solution does not. So what is the reason? The main reason of this question is the glucose is a non-electrolyte. Due to non-electrolyte, it does not ionize in aqueous form. So lack of free ions, it is unable to conduct electricity. But in case of NaCl, it can easily ionize in aqueous form. Due to presence of free ions, it can easily conduct electricity. So this type of question also given in your NCERT book. So please take a screenshot. Now please subscribe my channel and watch the full video and share and comments. Next video I will upload next day. So goodbye students, and thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel.